Hello, and I've been quite remiss today. I've spent a lot of the day in bed. I'm just exhausted. I don't quite know why. Maybe it's just the strain of too much travelling. But this evening, there's a story about the British Labour MP Tulip Siddiq, a sitting MP for Hampstead and Highgate. An arrest warrant has been issued by the Bangladeshi authorities for this person, the niece of the former Prime Minister of Bangladesh, Sheikh Hasina. And the case involves a sort of complex issue of international politics, anti corruption investigations, family dynasties, reputational issues about public office, the lure of slightly underhand uh, um, business dealings, and how people can get caught up in this, whether they're innocent or guilty or whatever. So, of course, at the moment, Tulip Siddiq is innocent until proven guilty, but she's been viewed as one of Labour's rising stars, a polished media performer, a member of the Shadow Treasury team, and then a member of the government until quite recently, and lauded for her advocacy on social issues. But her family background is politically loaded. She's the niece of Bangladesh's recently ousted Prime Minister, whose long premiership came to an abrupt end in August 2024 following mass protests and a deadly crackdown that killed over 1,500 people. And at the heart of the current crisis are two central allegations. One, about illegally acquired land. She's accused of receiving 7,200 square feet of land in the upmarket suburb near Dhaka, allegedly secured via abuse of political influence under Hasina's regime. And this is the basis of the formal arrest warrant issued today by a Dhaka court. And more explosively, she's also been named in a separate probe concerning a 2013 deal with Russia for a nuclear power plant in Bangladesh. Siddiq allegedly helped broker the deal, which investigators say led to gross overpayment, again through improper influence. Siddiq's political career has not remained untouched. In January 2025, she resigned from her Treasury post after an ethics probe. And although the Prime Minister's standards advisor, Sir Laurie Magnus, concluded there was no evidence of impropriety, he did note Siddiq's lack of alertness to reputational risk, given her ministerial remit included financial regulation. In short, no rule broken, but her judgment was called into question. Legally, this is a mess of jurisdiction and politics, and the Bangladeshi Anti-Corruption Commission, the ACC, has issued the warrant not through Interpol but through national channels, and Siddiq says she has not been informed officially, has no knowledge of a warrant, and that no allegations have been put to her directly. Her lawyers call the charges false, vexatious, uncorroborated, and politically motivated. And so far, the UK has made no moves towards extradition. It's extremely unlikely that any such request would succeed without a robust showing of evidence and fairness, both of which Bangladesh's judicial system is frequently accused of lacking. So, is the legal accountability is this the legal equivalent of political vengeance, or is it legally weighty? Does it have legal merit? There are good reasons to suspect on the one hand that it does have legal merit, and that equally it's politically motivated. On the one hand, Bangladesh's new interim government is attempting to purge the Hasina era, much like post-Soviet Russia's early efforts to, or Malaysia's probe into Razak after the 1 billion million scandal. On the other hand, the ACC has a reputation for being weaponized against enemies of the state, and the timing targeting Siddiq as a symbol of the Hasina dynasty abroad is suspiciously theatrical. The case represents a reputational headache for Labour. Siddiq has been close to the leadership. Her resignation, while principled, came only after pressure mounted, and the public optics are toxic. The former UK anti-corruption minister, now accused of benefiting from crony land deals and dodgy nuclear contracts. It also raises awkward questions about how political families and dynasties conduct themselves across borders, particularly when parliamentary positions in one country provide legitimacy for alleged corruption in another. And this saga illustrates three wider issues. The across nations smell of corruption. Corruption rarely respects borders, and as states grow more interconnected financially and politically, so do the risks of cross-border misconduct. And when political dynasties stretch from Dhaka to Westminster, the risk of dual loyalty, influence trading, or reputational contamination, of course, grows. And finally, the UK may not find Siddiq guilty of wrongdoing, but in the court of public opinion, associations matter. This is the issue of Caesar's wife. As the Minister for Probity in Finance, as a minister, ironically, for transparency, her links to tainted real estate and to Russian nuclear deals, however tangential, are deeply problematic. So the UK is unlikely to act on Bangladesh's arrest warrant, I think, unless Interpol becomes involved, and even then, extradition would be a diplomatic nightmare. Siddiq remains an MP and hasn't been suspended from the Labour Party yet. And the matter may fizzle out, or it may escalate if new evidence emerges, particularly around the 2013 nuclear deal, which could have global security implications. This is a case where personal, political, and international narratives have collided. Tulip Siddiq's defenders say she's a victim of a post-regime purge. Her critics argue she's benefited from privilege, proximity, and impunity. And whatever approach you take, this scandal has transcended its origin in the land registry in Dhaka. It's now a test of transparency, accountability, and the political judgment of those who serve at the highest levels of public office. And this isn't to say anything about the property in North London.